Alright, another victory for the boys in blue. What can I say at this point, man? It's just routine. When I see the Canucks play like that, it simply just puts a smile on my face. Because really, this was such a top-to-bottom win. The whole team was firing, and when you play like that, you're not going to be giving up a lot of chances. The Montreal Canadiens coach said it himself that this is a heavy team that doesn't give up a lot of space on the ice. And honestly, that's one of the best compliments you can receive from the opposition, especially as we inch closer and closer to the playoffs. Tons of good individual stories as well that came out of this one, including big Zadorov that got himself 2 goals, and Vasili Podkolzin with his first point of the season. He worked hard for that, man. We'll get into it, but for now, let's move on to the first period to discuss what went down in the hockey game. To start off, the Habs had themselves a couple of chances, but nothing to show for it. And then the Canucks got a couple of power plays, including a 5-on-3 for a minute, but no real good opportunities that came from it. A lot of time spent on the perimeter, and if there's one critique I have about this team is that they're not daring enough on the power play. The passes aren't always connecting, and we just don't seem that threatening as a whole, so I'd like to work on that a little bit. But it's okay, we move on because Big Z from the point has himself a shot. My favorite bald man, Sam Lafferty, is causing havoc in front. It gets by Montembeault, who is having himself a pretty good period, and the Canucks go up 1-0. I'd also just like to point out, look at this king right here, man. Casey DeSmith here stops a breakaway. People have been doubting him ever since he took over for Demko, but I have faith in my boy. I know he's going to continue to do well. But anyways, as we end off the first period here, it's Ilya Mikheyev, and this guy has looked like a completely new skater, man. He comes in on a rush, drops it over to big Zadorov for his second goal of the game. And Nikita, listen, I know you're watching right now. I have one single message for you.
Sign the contract, big boy. Sign the contract.
You know the word, man. This guy has absolutely won Canuck Nation over. He's an absolute king, and he deserves to be on that blue line for the years that follow on this Vancouver Canucks team. Anyways, man, that's the way that the period ends. Let's move on now to the second. In the second, man, you have a very underrated line between Mikheyev, Lindholm, and Lafferty. They link up for a play here. Mikheyev with a chance just misses. This line has been absolutely on fire, and I'm excited to see what they do in the coming days here. Casey DeSmith makes some nice saves, and then at the end of the second period here, Teddy Blueger feeds a nice pass over to Conor Garland, and then with limited space, he makes no mistake getting it by Montembeault. A beautiful snipe right there from my favorite Conor in the NHL, and the Canucks have a 3-0 advantage. But believe it or not, that wasn't it for the second period, because later on, you have Slavkovsky tipping one by DeSmith, and the Canucks lead gets cut down to 2 again as we head to the third period. And now midway through the third, you have a face-off one there, and Podkolzin plays it back to Myers. Myers has a shot, and Nils Åman tips it home to make it 4-1 for the Vancouver Canucks. Great for Nils Åman to finally get one by. He was sitting out for a little bit, so that will definitely get his confidence up. And I have to be proud of my boy Podkolzin, one of my favorite players on this team. Love his work ethic. He was hitting all game, chasing down pucks, and realistically, he could have himself about 4 or 5 assists. Even later on in this game here, you can see that he sets up Teddy Blueger for a really good chance, but he still can't put it away. It's good to see Pod finally get rewarded, and I hope that Tocchet respects him for that and keeps him in the lineup, because I really do think that a 1-2 punch with him and Joshua in the lineup, the physicality of that forecheck would be absolutely nuts. That would definitely get the crowd going, and I think we'd be stupid to keep him out of the lineup. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below regarding Vasili Podkolzin, because I really think he could step in here and be a full-time player right now. Anyways, that's the way that the game ends. 4-1 for the Vancouver Canucks. A very solid effort, and now we move forward to Saturday. We have the Calgary Flames in town, and Andrei Kuzmenko will make his return to Rogers Arena. Man, I still miss my boy Kuzi, but it's okay because I like Lindholm as well, who apparently has been nursing an injury, so I don't know what that means. I still believe in the player and don't think we should give up on him. He's just got to find his way. Anyways, that's all from me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you give me your thoughts down below in the comments about this game, and give me your score predictions for who you think is going to win on Saturday between the Canucks and the Flames. But yeah, man, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe and like the video. I'll be sure to catch you in the next one. Peace out and take care.